Hi, I'm Mia, and it's been a while since I've had coffee with you. Come join me for coffee. Come get tea, coffee. Pause this if you like and get it and come join me. I'm glad to be in your space with you, and I'm glad for you to be in my space with me. This is part of my office where I hold sessions with clients on the camera. It's my more private space. I use it on the weekends. I use this for clients. My other office is downstairs where I have more access to light, a different kind of light. So come on in and join me. I want to talk about love today. Of course, I always want to talk about love. Love is the biggest, greatest, powerful force in our life. It's not a good, bad, right, wrong. We know when we're in the space of love. We know when we're feeling amazing. We know when we're confident. We know when people love us. We know when we're happy. That is what love is. It's a joyous surrounding all around us. It brings us together. Now, there's several different kinds of loves. We've talked about this over the years. If you're more new to my tribe, wonderful. You'll get to see all this other great stuff. Oh, really quick. There's so much happening in my camp over here. We have rebranded, if you haven't heard, from Love Alchemy with Mia Saenz, because I still am an alchemist of love, but into, as well as a love advocate, and an activist as well. So some of you know that work of me as well. So it's deeper than just, people say to me, what is love, Mia? And I'm like, it's kindness, it's joy, it's happiness, it's smoothness, it's divinity, it's our connection to God, it's who we naturally are as humans with a beautiful spirit. But it goes deeper. It's relationships, it's parenting, it's interaction with people, it's self-love connection, it's deep connection to our Creator. We all have different names for our Creator, and it's okay. It is universal, it's planetary. So you see, there's so much vastness. We answer and respond to people in love. We don't just yell and scream at them, right? There's positive, passionate ways to speak to people, even in a workplace. My clients are very blown away at times because during part of our session, we do talk about ways in which to handle circumstances that come up, because not everyone understands that we can speak or write letters with love. I like to ask the question, what does love do? Before I'm answering something that has me a bit off-centered, maybe. So what would love do? How would love answer? We created, from my private coaching, and those of you who don't know me that well, I've been in an online world like this for over 10 years, not quite 12 years, over 10 years. I've been doing love work since I was a little child as a love activist on the playground, in my community, all over the entire world. I still do work today. We can talk about that privately or on camera if you like, but those are questions that you have to ask me so that I can spread it out. But I also wanted to make you aware, which I don't always talk about, and very rarely, is I'm a non-denominational minister. I've been one for over 6 years. I speak in churches. I speak all over. I speak in, schools and communities and buildings. So any way to spread the message of love. So I want to hit a few points with you on my newest program because it's really powerful. So Love Mastery was teaching the sense of self-love and how to move out into the world as we know it, as you've heard me over the years. We've pulled together elements for more of a concentrated coaching called Make Love Real for you. So Make Love Real is about bringing love in a transformational state into your life, powerfully, fast. It's a 16-week program, 4 months, and it's amazing, just unbelievably amazing. So I want to ask you guys some questions. So some of the most important things that I hear from people, it's not so much, well, it is about self-love, I hear too. I hear from men as well, even though I primarily work with women. And this is one reason why the Mia Saenz Love alchemist has gone into women making miracles. That's my brand now. We're making miracles because we're discovering our life. We're discovering our journey moving forward, which is our miracle, and we're creating our experience. So with all of those, it's really powerful. And so I want to share some stuff. So there's the interpersonal working of self-love, which self-care and its tools gets us to self-love. Self-love is the result, the feeling, the joyousness, a space that you may have never been in before. That's what self-love is. Very powerful. We all know what relationship love is like, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. But there's also parenting love. There's learning how to listen to your children, how to connect, how to see them as soulful, how to see their essence, how to love them and teach them. I love helping parents, particularly women, with their sons or daughters, working on self-love, teaching them self-love. That's really powerful stuff. If we can train our next generation going forward, we've done it. We've made it. And then again, it's one person teaching another. That's the tribal ways. That's the community essence of who we are. And planetary, what are we doing to our planet? These are all things that we have to think about universally, how we respond to everybody on our planet and off planet. How do we respond universally, love? But let's start with, I talk a lot about the self-love. Let's talk about the relationship love too, because relationships are very vital to us as humans. We need that connection. Do you know that if two humans are together, hugging, face to face, their hearts to heart, their heart picks up the rhythm of the other and starts beating as one? We're remarkable creatures. And most people haven't even told you that, right? Whenever I tell people that you're a remarkable being, that you're a miracle and you're deeply loved, people begin to cry because nobody's ever told them that. So if you're one of those who haven't heard this before, enjoy it. It might feel awkward at first, but settle into it. See how it feels. The first time I was told I was a miracle, I think it took me 2 years to absorb what that truly meant. And because of who I am and the work that I've always done, and this was like 20 years ago. Let's see. Yeah, about 20 years ago. Wow. Long time. Time flies. We jump into spaces and we grow and we learn, but we have to question and feel it. So let's start to talk a little bit about the relationship love too. And I want to know, does this sound like you? And we're just going over a few things to see if you are a candidate for this program. I mean, everybody is, whether they want to work on self-love or relationship love. But I want to share with you how all of them blanket each other and support each other. So, and this is also for self-love too, or for regular just being. People might not identify their self-love with not feeling loved, but that's how it is. Are you struggling to feel loved? There's a question right there. Do you want a deep connected relationship, not just sex? You want a sexy relationship that's not just intimacy. So intimacy is your connection with your partner and how deep that is. And it can either be sexual or non-sexual. These are things that we need to find and discover about ourselves and what we want. Do you believe it's not going to work for you, relationships? You've always been alone. I hear this from a lot of women, and it breaks my heart when they can't see beyond their own greatness. This is why I love to work with these women, because we shifted into seeing how magnificent they are. When I hear a woman tell me, I feel beautiful, or I know what love truly is now, I'm like, I've done my job. That's it. It's amazing, because when people can feel their own greatness, there's nothing better. It's magnificent. Have you given up trying because every man turns out to be a disappointment? That seems to be a lot happening these days with women. You think that all your opportunities for love are gone. You're too old. You're too not in shape. You're underweight. You're overweight. You don't look right. You don't feel right. That's a confidence thing. That has nothing to do with love. Men and women love confidence. We're attracted to confident people. Okay, let's go on and see if some other ones match. You wonder if you have too much baggage carrying that nobody will ever want you. You look in the mirror and you think that you're too ugly, too fat. We talked about that a second ago. Too thin, too old, not worthy to attract someone. That's BS, because we're all incredibly beautiful. It's discovering our own magnificence through part of this love work that shifts us. So there's different elements of love work that you get in the Make Love Real. You get the confidence building, the self-love, the body love, the mindset, the mantras, the manifestations, the prayers, the creation, the ancestry healing, all sorts of things. So let's just talk about different steps. So here's a really powerful step. You shift your focus away from searching for love to giving yourself the love you need and connecting to yourself in a loving way. The results will astound you. Have you ever thought about that? What it would feel like? This is where I would suggest you take the Dream, Believe, Create process that I have shared before on my site. It's in my book, Mirror, Mirror. That's a free download. There's also a 3-part video series in the treasure trove that you can sign into now. That is, I have several things in there for you besides the book and the free video series, but the Dream, Believe, Create is in there, is in the video series as well, besides the other fundamental work that we do, and it's free for you. So here's a bold truth, okay? If you don't love yourself, you will turn love away without realizing it. Think about that. If you don't love yourself, you'll turn love away without realizing it. Does that mean that you're not worthy for love? No, that's not what it means. It means it's in your own awareness or unawareness at this point, right? That because we don't want to turn love away. So that's sort of like a space where we don't recognize it, that it's there and what we're doing. So love is very deep and we want to feel it all the time. And I want to see if you've experienced this before. I'm just going off of some notes that I pulled up for you guys. Think about this. You stop yourself before you even get started in love. Has that happened to you? Is the fear there? Is the lack of confidence and worth there? It shouldn't be, because you are very magnificent and you have the divine right to live in the space that you want. Again, back to the mirror. The mirror is our reflection place. You look in the mirror and you don't feel confident in what you see, or you don't like the way you see yourself. This is things that we change, the patterns that we set in this program is part of the reflection work, the mirror work, the facing the mirror, breaking out of our human essence and allowing our soul to move forward. This is where we allow our soul to have the experience it was meant to have. In essence, when we're growing up, everything starts from birth, right? And as we go along in those very sweet, tender years, we're laying on dysmorphic beliefs about ourselves. We're separating from our body, from our soul essence. Why? Because it's the way in which we can function in this human world, the way that things are put on us. It's no one's fault. It just is the way it is, because people haven't known to teach their children how to love themselves deeply. And so that's not anyone's fault. But the great thing is we have the ability to one word is reparent, to guide that inner child to light and to love. It's so powerful. You know, sometimes people, when they approach love, it's so fearful that they can't get past, they don't even go on the date. They don't show up. What they're doing is they're not showing up for themselves. Yes, it hurts the other person, but they're not even showing up because the fear is so strong. And that's okay, but there is space on the other side. And have you ever thought, can I break out of my own doubt and fear? Can I actually do it? Yes, you can. This work makes you powerful. It makes you feminine. It makes you strong. It makes you glorious and beautiful. It takes who you are and it removes all the dust and blockings of things to the trueness and the essence of your beautiful divinity that shines forth. So now who is this for? This is for any woman who wants to find a deep connection of love to themselves and outward, and realize their past experiences are blocking them. We all have this experience until we learn that it doesn't need to be a part of who and what we are. And unfortunately, sometimes the real reason that people, women and men, are not attracting emotionally available men or women, in our case, it's men or women. And this is how we learn how to shift that energy in Make Love Real. One is the reflection work, and then healing the inner child, raising the emotional intelligent level. Those are 3 things right there. There's more that you get. There's more work. There's more beauty that's in this program that helps bring such deep love. I want you to have the love that you want, that you desire, that you may have felt that you've never had. There are good men out there. There are good women out there. There are committed people. There are good people who are emotionally evolved because they've done the work. They exist. As you grow, your space around you opens up, your energy. Everything is there, and beautiful people are waiting there. So stop blocking the greatness that's waiting for you. Fear has nothing to do with this. We can bypass fear, and I can teach you how. I call it understanding fear. It is one of the tools that I teach in the program. We work on your mindset. We shift that. We shift that negativity out. We bring in the positivity. You actually begin to see your own fabulous greatness. But remember, you have to do your own inner work. You have to claim your creative power. I can't just gift it to you, right? You have to actually do the work. It's not a red or a blue pill. It's doing the work that shifts who you are. If I said to you, there's $1 million on the other side of one of those doors. There's a purple one, a green one, and a red one. If I told you that they all led to the $1 million, would you stumble at the door and wonder which one to go to? Would you still be confused, or would you just turn that handle and walk through, knowing that there's $1 million for you? It's the same way with your own self, your own experience, and what you're going through. If I told you, and you've been following my work, and you know some of the great accolades that have come out of this work, you've read my books, whatever, you've watched my shows, whatever it is, if you know that there's something out there greater than you're experiencing now, what's stopping you? Write me and tell me what's stopping you, and let's meet. If you would like to have a discovery session or a full-length session without, just asking questions back and forth, let me know, okay? This is available to you. There are spaces on my calendar, especially for this week, and then we get into the holidays and things start to move a different way. If you want to find the ability to not spend another holiday alone, hiding from people, fearful, stressful, let's talk. All right? Now, I want to thank you for joining me for coffee, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.